So obviously, as a Christian man, I understand that it's important to be a good man, to live a good life, love your neighbor as yourself. But there is a difference between being a good man. But there's a difference between being a nice man and a good man. Just being kind-hearted, being a kind-hearted but fragile man who doesn't really provide any value to the world or the people around him. A man that is incapable of protecting, the women around him, his children, providing for his family, defending himself, and all of these things. I don't think that qualifies as a good man personally. Yes, you might be a nice man, but there is a difference between being a nice man and a good man. Unfortunately, growing up, I didn't have a father figure. I was raised by my single mother, and I was very much taught, and also in school as well. Like we're taught in school, I was raised in a way where I was taught to be a nice man, not a good man. And this is where you get nice man syndrome, and then this is where you're the type of man where it's like society literally just shits on you. You get no attraction from girls, and you struggle in the world. To be honest, when you're taught to be a nice man, not a good man. But a good man consists of many things other than just being nice. In fact, being nice, I wouldn't consider like a core fundamental quality of being a good man. Being nice, that's ideally yes, but like, is it a core fundamental value? There's many things that I'd put above being nice as a man. So I was taught how to be a nice man, not a good man. And I recently watched something, and I thought it was like it was just really good. I watched it. I'm not a big like TV series guys or movie guy. Like I don't really watch these things. But I seen Yuri Prochazka, and if you don't know who that is, he's a UFC fighter. He's a very, very interesting character. He used to be the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. He's just so interesting, and he recommended the Book of Five Rings. I read that, and it was super interesting. I learned about Miyamoto Musashi and all that stuff, and it was sick. And Yuri Prochazka's a bad man, and he recommended, like, he got asked like, what's his favorite TV show, and he said Vinland Saga, and I was like, okay, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm gonna go watch it. And I went on Netflix, found Vinland Saga, and I was like, oh, this is an anime. Like, what the hell was Yuri watching? It's like 2 seasons long, and I watched it, and I thought it was so interesting, right? I thought it was so interesting. I watched it. It took me a while to watch it. I got through a lot of my episodes on like the flight to Amsterdam and the flight to Thailand and stuff like that. But I finished watching this TV show, and I just got inspired to talk about that today because yeah, it's really interesting. So basically, how this is there's a kid. It's like in like Viking times and stuff. There's this kid, and basically his father gets killed. He was like this super like innocent like little boy, but like his father gets killed, and then he goes like sort of like on a rampage. He learns to be a soldier. He's like a mercenary, and he's going around. He's like a very highly skilled assassin. He's only like a little like teenager. He's like very short, and he just basically just becomes a beast. He turns into an absolute monster. Like he becomes a beast. He's just unstoppable. Like no one can stop this little teenager. Like he's just so skilled. He's just murking off everyone. He's killing everyone. And then in the second season, it's basically like his transformation as he grows into an adult. How he decides to stop living the life of a soldier, of an assassin, even though he's like the most capable out of them all. Like he's so skilled with his weapons, and he could basically kill anyone he wants. He decides to stop living this life and just dedicate himself to bringing peace to the world, and having no enemies, and just living a nice, wholesome, good life. And it was really nice. Like it's genuinely like a really nice program to watch. It's based on Catholic values as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I've been told. It's based on Catholic values. And honestly, it's just a very, very wholesome thing to watch, and I liked it a lot. And it reminds me very much of the story of Sun Wukong, which we'll get into in a minute. But one thing that I want to talk, main reason why I want to even talk about this to begin with, is because when I had my masculinity theme page called the Masculinity Club. This is before I was even a Christian. This is something I used to post about all the time, that there's a difference between a good man and being a nice man. Difference between being a good man and a nice man. And I also put like Jordan Peterson quotes on there. Like, I'm not a big fan of Jordan Peterson, by the way, but I like this quote. It's like, you should be a monster, and then you should learn to control it. Because I think in order to get to that point where you can be like truly like adopt this nice guy personality and like be like a good man, first you must learn to become dangerous. This is the way I see the world. First you must learn to unlock that. You must learn to be a capable, strong man before you can be a good man. I think that's a necessary part of a man's self-improvement. Necessary part. And that's basically what this show was all about. How this kid, he had trauma. He dealt with that trauma. He became strong. He became hard to kill. He became dangerous. And then he learned to control that. And the only reason he was able to push this message of peace and actually make an influence on the world as this nice man with good intentions, the only reason in the second season why he was able to do that is because he'd already made himself dangerous. He'd already gone through the trials and tribulations, and internally he was already that guy. And that's what allowed him to have the strength and to be able to stand up for what he knew was right, because he'd taken the time to become dangerous. You guys watching this video, I don't want people in my cult, in the modern crusaders, to be, these flimsy nice guys. If that's you right now, then cool, we're here to work on that together. But that's not acceptable. Even if you are a Christian, in my opinion, that's not acceptable. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to just lead by example. We're here to build ourselves, commit to our self-improvement, so that we're able to actually have a positive impact on the world. Now, I used to love this story so much, and it's called The Journey to the West. It's like a ancient Chinese novel, or it's like Chinese mythology or something like that. But I used to be a massive geek into mythology and ancient gods and stuff like this. This is before I was religious, of course. And I remember studying The Journey to the West. It's a tale about a monkey, a magical monkey called Sun Wukong. If you know Dragon Ball Z, Goku is based off Sun Wukong. Maybe you've played video games like League of Legends or Smite that I used to play. You can play Sun Wukong in these video games. I used to be a big Sun Wukong main. But yeah, it's about this magical monkey. He was born from a stone egg. It was a monkey. He lived on in this island with all the other monkeys, but he had magical powers. Basically, he was a special monkey. This monkey one day, he got bored of his island, and he decided, you know what? I wanna stop my monkey friends from dying, because he was a special monkey. He was living for a lot longer than all of his monkey friends. His monkey friends were dying around him. So he was like, you know what? I want to stop my monkey friends from dying. So he went off on a journey. He went off on an adventure. He found a secret kung fu master or something along those lines. He found a secret kung fu master, and then what he did is he trained and learned under his new master for years and years and years, until he learned the secrets of immortality. He learned the secrets of immortality from his master, and he learned many different skills. He learned the ability to transform himself into anything he wanted. He could transform into any animal, or he could transform his body. He could grow or shrink in size. He basically learned all of these different powers. He learned how to backflip thousands of miles across the sky so that he could transport anywhere at once. He learned how to ride on a cloud. He learned all of these different skills, and he basically just became a weapon of a little small monkey of pure violence, basically. So then this mischievous monkey decides, okay, you know what, cool, I've got superpowers now. But he didn't get complacent there. He wanted to get stronger. So basically, he just went into heaven, caused a load of havoc, stole a load of immortal peaches, stole a load of immortal elixirs. He stole a load of immortality from the gods in heaven, and then became super duper immortal. He was already immortal, but then he became super duper immortal. Then he went down into the seas and fought the dragon demon or something, stole his staff, went into hell, removed his name from the book of death. So at this point, the monkey's 5 times immortal, and the only person that could stop him was the great Buddha. Buddha trapped him under a mountain because he was so unstoppable, and he kept going around fighting all the gods in heaven and beating them up, and it was unacceptable. He was literally beating up gods for fun because he was too strong, too immortal, too much of a troublemaker. No one could deal with him, so Buddha had to come in, intervene, and he trapped him under a mountain with a special magic seal. Sun Wukong was allowed to be released from his eternal prison under the mountain under one condition. He had to go on a pilgrim. He had to assist a young Buddhist pilgrim in order to deliver these sacred scrolls to the West. And that's why it's called Journey to the West. So then the monkey helps the pilgrim. deliver the scrolls. That's like his purpose, that's his mission. And along the way, he has to defend the pilgrim from all of the demons that want to hurt the Buddhist. Sun Wukong, obviously being the best man for the job because he's dangerous. This is what I'm telling you guys, like in order to be a good man and serve your purpose, you need to be able to defend yourself and the people around you. Sun Wukong literally was able to defend the young Buddhist pilgrim with the sacred scrolls because of his combat ability. He was fighting off dragons and demons. He was able to defend the Buddhist, help the Buddhist on his pilgrim, and on the journey became a good man or a good monkey. Like he learned respect for the world, he learned respect for the Buddhist. His character had changed. He was this mischievous, troublemaking, powerful monkey deep down, but he'd gained a good heart. And then at the end of the pilgrimage, but when they finally delivered the message, the monkey, Sun Wukong, finally reached enlightenment. So again, another story there where it's like, one thing I like about both these stories as well is that both the main characters here are like short, because I'm short, I'm like 5'8". So yeah, like you can become dangerous even if you're 5'8". Like this still applies to you. Just because you're short doesn't mean you've got an excuse to be a cave goblin. But it's like, yeah, both of these stories, it's like they both start off very troublesome, very angry, they're killing people or they're fighting or they're becoming dangerous. And it's like, this is not a good person. But by becoming a monster, this gives them the opportunity to then control that and then become good men. Good men capable of protecting and providing for the people around them. That's what I think we need to do in order to save England and to lead this crusade, in order to push this message and like lead by example as strong Christian men. This is what we need to do. We can't just be soft and fragile. It's like if someone's like attacking, like if you're walking down the streets of Nottingham right now and you see like some woman being attacked or something, like what are you gonna do? If you can't fight, then what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? It's like I think this is necessary for us to do. Like if we can't defend the people around us, then are we really good men? I don't think so. So that's why I think fighting is so important. That's why I think being around other like-minded brothers so that iron can sharpen iron, that's why this is also important. This is why you need to train every day. You shouldn't train every day. That's bad for you. You need rest. You need rest You need to become dangerous, boys. That's what we need to do. You know what you have to do? You have to train every day. You have to train every day with no excuses. You have to do the uncomfortable thing. Show up to training, show up to boxing, even though you're going to get banged a few times. Keep doing it anyway, bro, because this is our duty. This is literally our God-given purpose. In order to wear the armor of God, you're going to be tested by the world around you. You're going to have, liberals screaming at your face, getting offended. There's going to be people trying to cancel you. Someone might even want physical confrontation when you stand strong on your beliefs that men are men and women are women and your gender is irrelevant. Someone might even want to stand on business. They might want to physically confront you. What are you going to do if that happens, if you're not a strong man? This is the way, boys. Join my cults, the Modern Crusaders, first link in the description, where we can lead this crusade and push this message. And as always, boys, keep grinding.